I think it needs to be a little bit more even when it comes to the feedback, because the women get more smoke than the men, and they're both doing the same thing. The issue, and we're not going to change anything if we don't address both sides. Even we can't just talk about women all day. Okay.
Whose watch is these 14-year-olds and these 15-year-olds and these 16-year-olds that are toting guns? Whose watch are they killing each other on? Are they killing each other on their father's watch because we have single dads in the house? Or are they killing each other on their mother's watch? These women are raising killers. But my question to all of this, to black women, who's going to buy your house now? It's no more raising these single black boys up so he could be like, I'm going to buy my mama a house. Who going to buy your house now?
But single black women are buying houses right now more than anybody else.
Single black women are leading and buying anything. They're leading in buying leaves. They're leading in student loan debt. They're leading in a lot of buying of stuff. So who gets the most foreclosures? Let's look into that.
What's up, YouTube? JayBReacts back here with another video. Now today we're going to be reacting to New Black American. It's a podcast hosted by 3 women. I've reacted to this podcast before, back when the Megan Thee Stallion Klay Thompson situation was a hit thing. But the woman in particular, Carmen JC, who was cooking before, is cooking once again. And she's cooking her co-host. And now they're talking about the Young Miami Spin That Song, how it is degenerate and how it promotes scamming, robbing, and stealing. As y'all already can tell by the intro, it was definitely entertaining. But I'm gonna let y'all be the judge here. Make sure y'all like the video, hack the video, comment below. And without further ado, let's dive into the comments.
No, I don't like the song at all. I do think it's a very degenerate song. But I also find it interesting that I don't see people boycott Future on this scale too. I think that's very interesting to point out. Future himself has came out and said he doesn't even do drugs like that. But all of his songs are about doing drugs. Nobody has said, let's boycott Future. Let's boycott his music. Everybody got so much smoke for the women. But male rappers deserve just as much smoke as the women. Like, for example, people got so much smoke towards Megan Thee Stallion, but nobody said nothing about when Trump pardoned Kodak Black and NBA Youngboy. Why are you pardoning Kodak Black and NBA Youngboy? NBA Youngboy got 10 baby mamas. Kodak Black is a drug head. I don't know. He do some kind of drugs or something. Like he's going downhill. And everybody, y'all got so much smoke for Megan, but we don't give male rappers as much smoke.
I think this woman is still hurt from the Megan Thee Stallion debate that she lost a couple months ago to the woman next to her on camera. Nobody is backing Trump or saying that pardoning Kodak Black was a great thing. I think most working black men could probably care less about some of the entertainers who end up getting locked up and is about to get thrown away behind a cell.
So I think it needs to be a little bit more even when it comes to the feedback, because the women get more smoke than the men, and they're both doing the same thing. That's how I feel.
I don't agree with that.
I agree. I totally agree with that. But I mean, we are women, so we're going to address women. And you're seeing that life is imitating art. Like here is Young Miami. She has this song. Here are the lyrics to it. We'll add it to stage. Let's just read over these lyrics, okay? Where are all my scamming ass niggas at? Where they at? Spending that money fast. Spend it. 20s, 50s, 100s cash. Boy, go in that.
Boy, go in that, go your bag.
Look, that's her song right there.
Boosting is where y'all at. Stuffing that in your bag. All right.
Yeah, that's all.
You gotta sing for copyright purposes.
Pop some tags, right? Singing for copyright tags.
I think we probably would have been just as good if she just would have read the lyrics aloud. Just being honest.
Copyright tags, copyright purposes. But okay, y'all get the point. She's talking about boosting, right? But now this is trickling down into real life. Have you heard about Wiley Cohen? Wiley Cohen was this little boy who got shot by police because his mother was boosting out of a store and held her baby up when the cop, because she didn't want to get out of the car, and the cop shot and killed the baby.
Wow.
So this
Did
is
you also hear?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No,
I was saying, did you also hear about the mother and daughter duo who got caught by the police because she went on the internet playing Young Miami song with the stolen Louis Vuitton bags? Like
exactly.
She put that song out. She's setting y'all up. Y'all dry snitching on yourselves because y'all want to show off how much y'all scamming and boosting, because that song is making it seem like, oh, it's such a good, fun thing. Now you on the internet. Now you're going to jail.
But this is what our problem is with the music. So remember how you were saying that you have enough common sense to split the entertainment from the music. So
Yeah.
like it doesn't really affect culture. It doesn't really affect you because it's just entertainment. But this is a clear example of how
Right.
Young Miami's boosting song affected culture, because that mother and that daughter, they got caught boosting out of what is it, Louis Vuitton? Is
Louis
it?
Vuitton.
No. They had already stolen the bags and they went on TikTok and they were dry snitching on themselves and posted all their pictures with all the bags.
Well,
And
the mama and daughter already probably was thieves for the longest of times. You know, yeah, the music just kind of coincides with it and it promotes it a little bit more. But a lot of people who are already out here thieving and stealing, it's just in them, and they've been doing it probably for way longer.
and I guess the law enforcement had found them on TikTok and then came back and arrested them. And they were posting to the song. So this is what I'm saying is like she's creating this culture of boosters, and it's affecting actual real life where people are like, oh, well, if Young Miami's boosting, I'm going to boost too.
I don't
Yeah.
even think that it's like a if Young Miami is boosting, I'm gonna boost too, because I believe these girls were like already boosters.
Facts.
But the point
Facts.
is, it's like, oh, what I'm doing is okay. What I'm doing
Mhm.
is a part of the culture. What I'm doing is being celebrated. And then you have these celebrities like Lisa Ray and Holly Berry that are dancing to the song, and it's just like that is like giving the song more momentum. Because when these kids, like, you have to understand how children work. Children learn children learn with reward and discipline.
Yeah.
Okay. So when they see something that, and you tell them like, no, don't do that. That is wrong. They learn like, oh, okay, that
Mhm.
is wrong. It is wrong to do whatever the thing is. But then when you are celebrating and you are smiling and you are dancing
Yes.
to a song that is about boosting, scamming, and killing other black people,
It promotes for women and men to participate in degenerate behavior. And I know she tried to put the blame on men at one point, but we got to really think about this. Men have been trying to compensate for all the wrong that we've had out there when it comes down to the music, because just because you can see that there's degeneracy in some of the black music, we can see where there are programs out there for young men to be a part of, different groups, whether it be through religion or whatnot. There's a lot of outlets for young men to get into that's healthy, and not just it's only the music.
how do you think that registers to children? Children register that like, oh, the adults are celebrating this. The adults think that this is okay. And this
Mhm.
is why the behavior is trickled down into the kids, and then they start stealing, then they
Yes.
start killing, and then they start. And I agree with you what you said. Like the males need to be held accountable too, but
Yeah.
I would argue the males have been held accountable for a very long time. And now that we're starting to shine the light on what the women are doing also, because they've been saying black men ain't shit. That's
Facts.
not a new concept. That's not it's been a concept for a while. Black men have been stigmatized for a while.
They
Black
said
men,
ain't
they've
either.
been, but
That's more in modern times.
that is like a little bit more newer than the black. It started with the black men. It
It did.
started talking about black men, black women were talking about black men first. Okay, they were the ones that were just
I'm a
being
black.
negative. I bet you don't hear that I'm the mother and the father stuff no more. No, because people got on black women about that, trying to take away Father's Day from black men.
That's
So
disrespectful.
I mean, I don't know.
I think it's because you can't group all men together with the ones that's doing wrong, and now we create a narrative for women to say like, I'm the mama, and no, you're not. And I guarantee you, behind the scenes, that guy is still doing something. He's sending money. He's probably on. Let's say he is on child support, so he's automatically sending money from there. And let's say any other agreements that man might be doing, where he is still participating in that child's life. Now, is he doing the things exactly to where you want him to be? It don't have to be like that, because if he's doing what he needs to do, that's all that's necessary. All the extra is not necessary a lot of the times.
I think everybody needs to be held accountable, but in the same
Not mad at
light,
that.
I think black women don't want to accept accountability, and men are not like women. Men are not going to deflect and be like, well, it's okay because my kids don't listen to it, or you don't have to let your men are not like that. They'll be like, you know what, you're right.
Yeah.
You know, women won't even look at the issue that we're talking about. They won't even address the issue. Future does not have a hit song on the radio.
He don't.
Okay, even I even talk about they not like us because who is they and who are we not like? I talk about the music that I don't like on the radio, whether it's male or female, but I'm not going to hold back when these women are promoting degeneracy, Cardi B included.
Yes.
Cardi B
Yes.
included. She's like a circus clown, literally.
And
And
that's the wave right now. That's definitely the wave. The female artists are leading the way when it comes down to the hit songs on the radio. Do we have some guys out there making music, making hits, whatnot? Yeah, but it's not to the same level how the women absorb it and the way how the women can express themselves because we're not the same. Women have way more influence opposed to what guys do.
I just think that when we say, "Oh, this is okay," but this is not like, do you think promoting prostitution is okay? Do you understand why, like, a lot of these women are half naked on the internet? Why a lot of these women are escorts and prostitutes and are working off their phones or
Yeah.
are working off these sites or are working off of OnlyFans? Do you think that that came out of like a vacuum? It happens when people accept degeneracy. When people do nothing about degeneracy, it gets more degenerate.
Yeah,
That's all.
that's real. That's a
That,
fact.
yeah, they're doing it for the same reason. The homicide rates are high. You said they hold men accountable, but if they did, were if they were holding male rappers accountable, then I feel like the culture would also be different because the murder rate, the drug rate they're on equal footing here.
And
Like the prostitution, boys killing each other. It's the same thing. They're not holding each other accountable on like a big scale. I feel like all of them are wrong on both sides, but women will get way more pushback than men. You said men get they've been holding men accountable. I don't see it, and I don't see it. If they are, where are the results?
Can
Like
I
the
ask?
the
results.
women are supposed to belong to the men. Just being honest. You got black woman, black man. You're supposed to be for the black man. You won't even listen to the man. You won't even. A lot of y'all won't listen to y'all fathers. So you trying to point the men into a certain direction. There are good guys out there. Y'all don't like those guys. Y'all like the guys that's participating in the degeneracy with you.
Are
Let me
non-existent.
ask you a question. So whose watch is these 14-year-olds and these 15-year-olds and these 16-year-olds that are toting guns? Whose watch are they killing each other on? Are they killing each other on their father's watch because we have single dads in the house? Or are they killing each other on their
Yeah,
mother's watch? These women are raising killers, okay? They're raising
and
killers
men
and they
and
Raising
men.
are
killers.
promoting degeneracy into their I would rather someone leave. I would rather someone leave than to feed their child degeneracy. I would rather you go bye-bye. Okay, go bye-bye than to feed my child degeneracy. I will find another man to take care of my children if that's what it has to come down to. If I have to lower my standards a little bit, I will find someone that will be a father to my children. But what I will not do is promote degeneracy and put it into my children because the father is not home.
That happens a lot.
Right.
But there are several
That happens a
cases of
lot.
men in their sons' lives who do the same thing. I feel like that topic is like it's outdated. We can point to two-parent households and their son acting like a gangster. We can show like little boys
Hold
growing up in
on.
the suburbs who still want to put on a Pooh Shiesty mask. I feel
If we talk about a two-parent household, that father is automatically going to be an authority figure in the house. And most of the time, if the son is clashing with the dad, it's going to be some repercussions. It's not just going to be some, man, my son a gangbanger. I'm just going to let him do his thing. And he coming in the house eating and sleeping and pooping. You think that man ain't going to have no pushback? No, I think she's trying to minimize the fact that there are a lot of single moms who can't control their sons and their sons just go out there and do what they want to do. Because after a while, he ain't scared of mama no more.
like it's a bigger cultural issue, and we're not going to change anything if we don't address both sides. Even we can't just talk about women all day. Okay,
Yeah,
we
but
Well,
we
I
can't.
mean,
Men
this
need to step.
specific topic is about a woman. We're like we can talk about
Well,
men
yeah,
too.
this one is.
I address every
But she's a part of a bigger
topic,
problem.
but and I agree. I totally agree. Even down to the BET thing. Like, who is BET owned by? Okay, who are the people like
Yeah,
Larry Ellison? David Ellison is the owners of BET. So and honestly, they just became the owners. They just acquired BET, but who is okay with promoting this? The fact that black people
exactly.
would even get up on BT, this is how full of crap the black community is. They would get up on BT and pretend like this is a black company. Like, this is all about black people when it's all about promoting degeneracy and
Yeah.
it's all about profit.
Yeah,
That is
that's true.
all. All
Yep.
those people in that building, when they're spinning that shit, yeah, they all profit off of that song. They
Yeah.
all profit off of black people being degenerate, off black people spending their money all willy-nilly. These people are profiting off of that. And I think that to sit back and act like, well, I know you're not, because I know we're on kind of on the same side of this, but I'm just more pushing back with like the Megan Thee Stallions, because I think it's all the same issue. I don't think that this issue is different from the Megan Thee Stallion issue or the Cardi B
It's
issue
very
or
similar.
the Chief Keef or Little Durk or Future. I don't think any of these issues are different. I think
I
at
agree.
first I was on the side of like, we have a First Amendment right. We shouldn't be able to
Free speech.
we shouldn't be able to
Suppress.
use people's lyrics against them.
Oh.
Young Miami single-handedly flipped me on this topic, and it shouldn't have took a boosting song, because the songs where they were talking about killing each other should have been enough when the men were talking about killing each other. But I single-handedly am flipped on whether they should be able to use the lyrics against her. I think they should take her. I think they should drag her ass right to jail. That's what I think. I think that they should go to Miami, wherever she's at, and take her right to jail for inciting violence and being an accessory to criminality. That's what I think. And I think that people will learn about promoting crime. That's what I think. I think it has to get a little bit more radical before we can come back down to common sense. Okay.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have to get a little bit more radical in these situations because people are not getting it. Okay. And then when someone like Cyrus Carmack is shot in the back because he was allegedly stealing or he was profiled, however you want to put it, and then you turn around and sing a song like this as you say you're gonna boycott the Asians. Like, are y'all okay? Like none of this makes none of it makes sense. None of
no
it even
sense.
lines up. And like, where is the logic in all of this? Like, can somebody break any of this down for me? Because none of it is making sense. Like 1+1 is not equaling 2. This is one of them 1+1
Equaling
equals
2.
3 because they had a baby type thing, and it just is not making sense.
Yeah, and well,
No, I
I also
agree. I
wanted to
agree.
say, hold on, I just want to respond to one thing that you said, Amber. You said that this conversation is over when we're talking about young men being raised under single moms, that we've seen young men being raised under single moms go on to do all these great things, and that's great, but that's the exception of the rule. We saw with the
True.
NBA draft how every single young black boy that got drafted into the NBA had an active father in his life, even if the mother and the father
They won't talk about that though.
weren't together. He had an active father that was there day in and day out to advocate for him, to move his son up and through the different navigate
Take a lot.
all of the politics that is the NBA, that is the sports
camps,
life and arena. You need
sporting
a father
camps.
for that, to put your
That's
son
true,
in
but
position.
that's true.
So what do you
Yeah.
like?
Can
Yeah,
I just
no,
say
that's
something?
true, but also
Can I
that's a fairly new thing. I think that's a fairly new thing.
that-
Like,
and
we
it-
didn't
because
see that
it-
much back in like the
because people are more degenerate now. That's why people are not able to follow. Like, at first you could have these single mothers that were not degenerate and they can raise somewhat of a decent child.
Yeah.
But my question
That is true.
to all of this, to black women, because I think you guys will be
For all the NBA players that came in the 2000s was like, yeah, man, it just was me and my mama or whatnot. The league was different. The recruiting process was different, and like she said, the mothers were different. They're not the same mothers we have today. They frowned upon degeneracy, and they tried to make sure they worked their 2 and 3 jobs to make sure that their kids stayed on a narrow path to make sure that they could become successful. The ones today, not the same. That's why you have the men that are actually in their lives stepping up, trying to make sure that their sons live a decent life.
worried about this. Who's going to buy your house now? Because these people have fathers and mothers that are in their lives that probably have husbands or whatever the case may be. It's no more raising these single black boys up so he could be like, I'm going to buy my mama a house. Who going to buy your house now?
to be clear,
Damn.
Who gonna buy a house? Because now we got couples.
Let's be clear though. Let's be clear though. Single black women are the leading in buying homes
I
right
knew
now.
she was gonna say
I
that.
personally wouldn't buy a house as a single black woman, but single black women are buying houses right now more than anybody else.
They buying everything else too.
Single black women are leading in buying anything. They're leading in buying leaves. They're leading in student loan debt. They're leading in a lot of buying of stuff. So who gets the most foreclosures? Let's look into that.
You ask who's going to buy the house. They
I don't know that
already are
statistic.
buying houses, right? Black women are buying houses right now.
Okay, well, that may be they sacrifice the being able to buy the house for the husband, and now their child is losers. So I hope that works for them.
Damn.
Okay, I hope your loser kid and your husband that you don't have was worth it. That's all I'm gonna say. Because yeah,
Loser
you got a
kid is
house, but you're
crazy.
alone in there. Women are unhappier than ever. Okay, so they have
That's
these
true.
houses, but guess what? They're lonely because nobody cares about their house. Because guess what? These men have houses too, and they don't have to deal with these women's crap, especially when they're baby mamas and they got multiple baby daddies, and they're hard to handle. They're not easy to manage. So
A lot of these women don't understand getting all these things and all this, trinkets and just, this frivolous stuff that we buy sometimes. They overemphasize it because of independency. Oh, I'm alone. I'm an adult. I can do this on my own. I don't need no man. So that's a driving force for them. Like sometimes in your life, you might have your parents or people who you call haters be your driving force. A lot of the time for women, it's the fact to just show people that I don't need a man. I can do it on my own. But you get to the end of the road, you get to the finish line, you're going to see that, damn, I want somebody. Being alone is not a fun thing. It's not a happy thing. You still want people to experience it with. And whether people want to say situationships or whatever, I think it's better. I think you're better having that experience with someone because it's just more fruitful and meaningful.
who's the loser here? Still black women. They're still the losers.
Amber,
Oh well, black people are losers. Men
I
be
can agree
losers
with
too.
that too.
You might be
Don't
right.
Yeah, but what do you
And
say
We all
everybody
might be a
knows.
little loser.
But what do you say about these young black men getting drafted to the league, and every single one of them has an active father? Don't you think that is like, even if it is relatively new, like we know LeBron James, like his mother was notoriously like a single mom, and
She wilded out when he got successful too.
raised LeBron James, who went off to join the league. And this happens a lot. Like we know people, I think that's, people that we know, like stories as well, that they might have been a single, they raised by a single mother, but they went on to be successful. But we're seeing a change happening in the league, at least with this year, that the majority of men and boys that were drafted, men that were drafted were coming from two-parent households. So what do you say about that?
I mean,
Fathers are there.
I think it's a good thing. I'm glad we're seeing some changes finally. I mean, I had nothing bad to say about it. I mean, I agree. Every man, every child, boy or girl, needs to grow up with both parents in the house. So I'm glad we are seeing that change. That change happen. There's nothing really negative I can say about it. Besides, it's a good thing.
Yeah, but don't you
So-
see how there is a benefit, like a clear, obvious advantage that people have when they
Yep.
have two-parent households and when they're raised by a single parent?
And if you pick two healthy adults, the woman is choosing a healthy man, the results are going to be way different.
You think so? You're saying you think because of the fact they were raised in two-parent household, that's why they got to the draft?
It helped.
Yes, because they had a father in the home to teach them discipline, a father in the home to teach them consistency, work ethic, to help them navigate through the politics of sports and the politics of athletics, and to
Other men
select schools for them to go to,
competing.
the right camps for them to go to. Like they had an active father that was
The
tracking
Mayan.
and monitoring their progression as they were raised
Shit
to
ain't
prep
cheap.
them and put them in position to be drafted.
Well, them camps expensive as hell. What she talking about?
I would say
mean-
also two-parent households, like I would say that skill itself is not good enough anymore. Actually, that's what I would say that this is showing, because a lot of the times these boys used to just have this natural talent and they were able to excel just naturally without having a father training them.
Yeah, it's not
And
the
now
same.
you have these boys that do have fathers in the household and that are able to train, because like one thing I tell people all the time, you could be really good at something, but if you're not consistent, it doesn't matter.
That is
You know,
true.
so when you have these fathers that are consistently in these boys' lives, and then you see these mothers, they're getting more and more degenerate. I would say that this is a sign that it's being is affecting their children, is what I'm trying to say. So because of the level of degeneracy that is rising, that people that are in those two-parent stable households are showing to improve more in this area, rather than these people that are growing up with these degenerate mothers who are not providing dads for them, and they're not able to have an environment where they can master their craft. So they're having these boys that come from these two-parent households surpass them, is what we're seeing. Look at the culture.
Yeah, I
And
can
Young
see that.
Miami has children. Like she has a son. So what
That
do you
boy
think the
cooked.
effects are on her son
That boy is cooked.
when he sees her in her music videos dressed in BDSM, and when she's talking about how she likes Diddy peeing in her mouth? Like,
Wow. I am curious as to like any woman that's in like that form of entertainment when it comes to sexualizing themselves, porn stars, all that stuff. How do the kids come out? How do the sons come out? Because I still love women. You feel me? I love the look of women, all that good stuff. But would that traumatize me knowing that my mom is like freaked out and then she doing the same stuff that the other women I look at online, jerk off at night too. She's in the category with them, so it's kind of scary when you see your mother doing them acts, and I wonder if it would traumatize you to where it's like I don't know how to deal with women possibly. I'm curious.
what effects does this have on your son who gets on the internet and sees that his mom is essentially a prostitute?
I definitely think it's going to affect him. And by the way, her son's father, and I think he got shot like a few years back or something. So like he just
And ain't got no dad.
No
got
surprise
murdered not too
there.
long ago. Yeah, right. So like I do think it's going to affect him in some type of way. Maybe when it comes to relationships with other women. But the fact that he's growing up in like a decent household with money and might not be on the same level as we see as little boys in the projects, but I do think it's going to affect his relationships with women, especially seeing your mother dating men like Diddy. Like
I thought she was gonna say
witnessing
the
that as a
money.
little boy, I think he's probably going to be like a little, what's the word, like a gigolo or something. I don't think he's going to like grow up and value women the way he should be because of his mother. Like
Stepdad
I can see
is the
that.
diddler.
Yeah, I think it has a huge. When we talk about like some black men and their, and also black women and how some of them react to each other in the dating environment, like it has a lot to do with their relationships with their fathers and their mothers growing up. Like, you know, when we talk about pimps or when we talk about like that pimp potential, like
Like a
personality.
womanizer. Yeah.
The womanizer, but there's also a certain personality of like how a dude runs a program.
Facts.
And
It's
there's
way
this
different.
certain kind of like, I call it pimp potential, where it's like
Potential.
they might not necessarily be pimps or like taking money from women, but the way that they deal with women sometimes is in a very, like how Diddy deals with women. Diddy never got married. Diddy, even the mother of his children, Kim Porter, he treated like she was like a hoe, you know, like he never married her. He never fully integrated with her. He kind of kept her decompartmentalized her, you know, and kind of kept her over here with her kids. And then he had Cassie over here, and then he had Daphne over here. And it's this idea of like promiscuity and like inability to commit. A lot of that has to do with their relationship with their mom. Like, how can you commit to a wife when you're married to your mom because your mom doesn't have your man have a man and raised you to be her man? You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot of dynamics.
You see this a lot more happen in. I've actually hardly ever seen it in a white man. I've seen it a lot in black men and men that grow up with single moms. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That type of personality that niggas have sometimes. Not all niggas.
Yeah, not all niggas, but a lot of niggas.
My husband doesn't have that, but my husband grew up in a 2-parent home. You know what I mean? Like very in like a suburb. So he grew up like pretty normal, or what I would consider normal. But like if you date or
I ain't gonna lie, niggas sounded real crazy coming out of her mouth just a second ago.
Have dated a dude from the hood, they have this pimp potential like way of handling and dealing with women. You know what I'm saying? Even if they're not straight up pimping them out or getting money from them, they handle them in a way where it's like they don't even let themselves get like emotionally connected or even experience love a lot.
Yeah, that's what a lot of the women are attracted to. That's why those guys do it. This is the end of the episode. I'm gonna just let it end it right here. That's what a lot of those women are attracted to. That's how guys end up navigating and seeing how these women operate. And these men know how to acquire them. That's usually where it comes from, because usually men acquiesce to women's nature depending on if they're more wholesome, if they're a little bit more out there. Usually guys over time start kind of like changing their setup to say that, oh, I'm about to be a better fisherman. But I thought, I love these conversations when you have women calling out the degeneracy. And shout out to Carmen, I think Jace, I want to say, and the new Black America, this panel. I've reacted to them before when they did the Megan Thee Stallion debate, and it was interesting and entertaining. And Carmen, she has a way with words. She definitely articulates herself very well. And she makes a lot of great points. And when it comes down to the culture or whatnot, man, it's really no defending it. It's just not. It's one of them things like we become oblivious to it because we just live in life and reality or whatnot. Like I said, we all listen to the forms of music, but everybody can't compartmentalize the music. But guess what? If the music wasn't there, I wouldn't care if it was gone. Really think about that. Some of the songs that come out, you might hear it and be like, okay. Like you're not like the song "I'm in Love with the Coco" when it came out, but it was talking about cocaine. I am not. Oh boy, that was a smash. But please don't make that song go away. Music is kind of in and then it's out, but in some people's mind, it goes in and it stays. So some music don't even need to exist. Like we're still gonna jam out to something, whether it be the hella degenerate one or be something a little bit more mild. You feel me? It's always gonna be certain tunes and flavors that's gonna be out there that doesn't have to promote the worst. And I think with a lot of our music, sometimes we bring out the worst in the fantasy of the the degenerate lifestyle, whether it be through violence, killing, drugs, sex. I think we exacerbate it to an extreme level, and it's just more promotable because it's just more entertaining. I ain't gonna lie, our music is more entertainable. Entertaining is more digestible in most cultures. But the sad part about it is, for some of our culture, it latches on and make that feel like it's reality, and they have to live that type of lifestyle out, which is crazy. But I'll have this link in the description so y'all watching this entirety, which I damn near reacted to the whole thing. So still support the channel for sure, the new Black America. Please go over there and subscribe to them, the whole nine. And make sure y'all like the video, hack the video, comment below. She got JayBReacts. Until next time, y'all. Peace.